Ever hit that season where you look at your wife across the room, right? You're there, she's there, and you look at her across the room and you realize you're not arguing, you're not fighting, you're not in a bad place, but you're not together either. Look, you love each other, you live together, you raise kids, maybe you run a business together, you definitely run a household together. You do the responsible things, but the connection, the spark, the playfulness, the partnership, it feels just muted. Almost like your coworkers managing a life instead of partners building one. Am I connecting? Look, it's one of the most painful place a marriage can be. It can slip into. Look, it's not a crisis, but it's this quiet disconnection. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to go from this to rebuilding connection without forcing it. Because as men, we always want to force it, don't ask permission, without begging for it, or pretending nothing is wrong, aka stop lying to yourself. Look, there was a time in my own marriage where everything looked fine from the outside, right? I've been married since 2009. It's 2025 right now, so about 16 years. We're raising kids, running a business, handling responsibilities. And when I say raising kids, we have 6, smiling in pictures, but inside the house, something felt off. We weren't arguing, we weren't bitter, we weren't cold, we were just drifting. Our conversation, like they just felt more about logistic, right? Like, what time is rehearsal? Because we own a dance studio. It's our core business. Who's picking up the kids? What's for dinner? What's this weekend? But the deeper conversations, the emotional ones, the curious ones, the one that make you feel close, those were gone. And I didn't know how to bring it up. I didn't want it to sound like I was unhappy or ungrateful or that I was blaming her. So I just withdrew little by little. And she withdrew little by little. And before you knew it, we were just both living in the same house, but just not connecting to each other. It wasn't until one night, like she said, we're good, but we're not connected. I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And that just like hit me because she felt it too. And that's when I realized something crucial. I realized that connection fades not because of big issues, it fades because of small, repeated neglect of the emotional atmosphere. Just small one, compounded over time. And the moment I took responsibility from leading connection again, that's when things started to shift for us. So, 3 advice, let's get it. Number 1, presence over pressure. Presence over pressure. Look, most men think reconnecting means doing more, right? What can I do? What can I do? More date nights, more quality time, more effort, more cleaning out, more romantic gesture, right? The more, what can I do? What can I do? More. But if the underlying connection is weak, those things, like all those things just feel forced, right? They feel like pressure to a woman. Like a woman doesn't respond to pressure. She responds to presence. I know. Doesn't respond to pressure. She responds to presence. Presence is the energy you bring into the room, right? It's the difference between being physically near her and being emotionally available, right? That's what we talk about presence and embodiment, right? Here's what present look like in real life. When she talks, you stop what you're doing. You put your phone down. You stop what you're doing. Not because she's demanding it, but because attention is intimacy. Even 30 seconds of full presence, phone is down, eye contact, is more powerful than 10 minutes of distracted, you're looking at the stats and you have the conversation, right? 30 seconds is more than 10 minutes of distracted conversation. 2, when she enters the room, you look up. Women feel connections through eye contact and acknowledgement. Like it says, I see you. You matter here. 3, you slow your body language. I'm having another video when I talk about your tune, what that means, right? But if you walk around the house tense, rushed, clipped, or like stressed, your energy just tells her, I'm unavailable. Relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. Bring softness into your presence. That softness invites her in. That's the embodiment that we're talking about. Number 4, you show affection without agenda. Affection without agenda. You know what I'm talking about. Look, a hand on her back, a hug that lingers 6 seconds, a kiss on the cheek, not leading somewhere where we all know where you want to lead it. Not transactional, not conditional, just connection. Presence is kind of like that doorway to reconnection. And when she feels your energy soften and open, guess what? Her heart begins to open. And she begins to lean back towards you. Not because you forced closeness, but because you created emotional safety. Such a beautiful word. Emotional safety. All right, part 2. Reignite curiosity. Look, one of the biggest reasons marriages drift into the roommate mode is because curiosity has disappeared. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like in the beginning, you were fascinated by her and what she was doing. You asked questions. You wanted to know, like her dreams, her aspirations, her fears, her thoughts, her past. And then, over time, you replace curiosity with assumptions, right? Because I know her. I said it before. I know who she is. I know you. I know you more than you know yourself. I know what she likes. I know what she'll say. And when curiosity dies, connection dies. I'm not saying that you don't know your wife, but to say it and assume instead of being curious, it disappears, right? It's like I'm still choosing you. I'm still learning you. I'm still interested in who you're becoming because your wife year 1, 5, or 6 is different than year 15, right? Your wife is not the same woman you married. Like she has evolved emotionally and so have you, right? But she has evolved emotionally, spiritually, mentally, relationally. So here are ways to reignite that curiosity. 1, ask emotional question, not logistical one, right? We talked about logistical one. Who picks up the kids? What are we doing? What's for dinner? Right? Ask things like, how was your day? What part of your day made you feel something? Like, those are all doorway questions, right? To more. Use a 5 minutes couch check-in, right? Sit next to her, no phone, no TV, and just ask, like, what's been on your heart? What's been on your heart today, this week? That one question opens up emotional safety. Just like that. 3, take interest in what she cares about. Right? My wife loves Christmas decoration. Like I'm starting to put interest in there, right? Her hobbies, her struggles, her goals, her passion. When she feels you are leaning into her world, guess what? She naturally leans back into yours. Because curiosity is connection. Curiosity is connection. I'm gonna do a shirt with like that. Curiosity is connection. Look, every builds the emotional bridge. One question at a time. And it's not that complicated. Okay. Part 3. Start small. Small, consistent love. Right? Consistency over time versus intensity. Look, most of us men trying to fix this connection with a grand gesture, right? Like a weekend trip, a fancy dinner, a burst of effort. But intimacy doesn't grow from intensity. We talked about it earlier, right? Like it grows from consistency. And I know like you can't fix it over time, even if you want to. So think of love like a bank account, right? If you deposit small amounts daily, the interest compounds, right? But if you ignore it for a month, then try to fix it with like one big deposit, bam, doesn't work. Right? Yes, you might get level, but it doesn't work. It doesn't compound over time. So here's what small, consistent love looks like. Okay. One, emotional micro connection throughout the day. This is a quick thinking about you text, or a voice note, or a compliment, or a playful moment in the kitchen that does not lead to something, right? Look, these are just threads that weaves connection, right? But it's not the big thing, it's just threads that weave connection. Two, carrying small burdens without being asked. Look, my wife likes to do the laundry and keeping the house clean, and with 6 kids, like it just piles up, right? So doing this for her, like folding the laundry, she didn't ask for it, she was not expecting me to do it. That just removed some of it, right? Kitchen clean when I'm there, removes some of it, right? It tells her, I see your load, let me help carry it. Not because I want something. 3, daily meaningful touch. Look, touch is the language of closeness. Caveat, not sexual touch. Not sexual touch. Don't grab her chest, don't grab her butt, right? Or if it's not to lead to something, right? Nurturing touch, grounding touch, loving touch, hand on her waist, a slow hug, touching her hair, touching her ear, touching her neck. Like these gestures reawaken partnership and intimacy in her body. It lets her body know that you're safe, that he is safe. 4, appreciation. Look, appreciation instead of expectation. We talked about it, right? Like, thank you for everything that you do. Even if it's everything that you do for our family, even if it's like, you know, that she kind of has to do dinner because you're working, just saying it. You're such a great mom. Just saying it. I love how you handle things with grace. Just saying it. Even if it's like, well, you know, I kind of expect her to do that. You are saying it. Look, a woman hardens under pressure, but softens under appreciation. I said again, a woman hardens under pressure, but softens under appreciation. Look, consistency builds trust. And in a trust, builds safety. And in a safety, builds intimacy. And guess what intimacy does? It rebuilds connection. Yes, even that connection that you're thinking about. It rebuilds it. So look, if you feel like roommates right now, instead of partner, remember this. Presence rebuilds emotional safety. Presence rebuilds emotional safety. Curiosity rebuilds intimacy. And then small, consistent love rebuilds partnership. Look, connection doesn't return in a day. It returns through daily moments. I know it's hard. I've been wanting to just accelerate it, but it doesn't, right? Those daily moments where your heart moves towards hers again, and she does the same. Not at once, but brick by brick by brick by brick by brick. Look, like I said, reconnections start with emotional leadership. And so you can't lead emotionally if anger or shutdowns keep taking over. So look, in the next video, right here, I talk about how do I stop reacting with anger or shutting down emotionally. So click here, and I'll see you in there. Peace out.